Hello guys, and welcome back to another video of my summer car. Pretty sure we're on episode 4. I know in the last video I said maybe this video would be engine, obviously building the engine, but we're not quite there yet, but we'll definitely be getting there probably to next video. But anyways, I hope you guys are all doing well, in good health. I know I've said that quite a lot recently, but hopefully you guys are all okay. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the second video of Warzone with the GS UK gang, getting another win, and I can't get my words out. And also, what other video did we post up? I completely forgot. On the last video of my summer car, because obviously with the my summer car videos I always do it, I'll put one episode up, I'll put another video up the next day, and then it'll be my summer car again. We try and get 2 in a week, because I play this game quite a bit, same as Warzone. Whereas this, I know what I can do, I can record it straight away and I've got my video. Whereas Warzone and Apex, stuff like that, I can be streaming for hours upon hours before we can get a good game in. Apex I'm struggling with at the moment, obviously because I've been playing Warzone so much. I'm just not used to it. And Warzone, it's just, I like the game in some sense, but it's just diabetes. There's too much wrong with it, like the amount of sponging and hackers as well. Not even some of the top YouTubers like Ninja, Courage, and even Marshmello, when they've played together, they've experienced a ton of hackers and cheaters. But until that's sorted, I don't enjoy playing it really. The only reason I do play it is obviously because the gang's on there. Like, we all play together. It's the only game that we can actually play together properly. If Apex was backwards compatible, I can guarantee you most of the boys on the Warzone would be on Apex. I know Jammers would be. Me and Jammers would be tanning that. Rob kind of just disappeared. Obviously, back when I first started the channel, I said that the main people would be me, Nathan, also known as KSX Assassins X, and Rob, which is Wesbomb, would be the main people on the channel, but he's just disappeared. He don't really play much anymore. But now obviously we've got the gang on Warzone. We can actually play with Jamie, because obviously, like I said in the first video of Warzone, we're all on different platforms, which is good. But I'm going to stop jabbering on about other stuff, and we're going to talk more about this video. So basically, if you're joining fresh and you just clicked on the video because you're like, this looks fairly interesting, and you haven't watched any of the other ones, at the end of the video there'll be a link to the episode before this one, episode 3. But basically, if you didn't watch episode 3, last video we fit the body panels and the body kit and a few other little bits and bobs, I think, like the interior, the dashboard and that. This video, what we're going to do is we're just getting the engine bay prepped, and underneath the car somewhat prepped, ready for the engine to go in. Like, where, as you can see now, I'm just put the brake lines in and I've got to go around doing up all the bolts and stuff. Pretty sure we put the clutch cable in just before. You've got the master brake cylinder, I think it was the clutch cylinder, I think it was, I'm not entirely sure, don't quote me on that. Gear linkage, and then I think what we'll do is we'll end up putting the fuel tank and stuff in, and the fuel tank pipe, get that all sorted, and we'll probably finish off the interior well, not completely, but get a majority of it done. Like, I went around and found all of the GT parts. Obviously, you could, I don't know if you noticed, but the front grille is the Satsuma GT front grille, and you have to go find them. They'll be somewhere around the map. There's different locations, but I went ahead and done that. So we've got the Satsuma GT steering wheel, center console where the gear shifter is, the grille, the gauge. So obviously, in I think it was last video, we put the dashboard in, and I said about the clock gauge we had to put in next to this radio. If you go and find the GT parts, there'll be a gauge which is a rev limiter, so we'll put that in most likely today and get that sorted. But we're kind of getting somewhere now. We're close to getting the engine in. Like I said, hopefully if we manage to get all of the stuff that I said done in this video, we will be definitely starting on the engine. I wouldn't say putting it in, but we'll definitely get the engine built. But hopefully we can get the engine built and put put it in the car itself. If that is the case and we do get the engine done and get to put it in, the next video will probably be a bit longer. So what I might do is I just might put a little montage. I'll talk for a little bit, explain a little bit, and then what I'll do is I'll just let the clip run with some music over the top or something, a bit like Car Mechanic Simulator, because obviously it's very long-winded. The engine does take a while to build, and then putting it in and just adding the extra bits like those radiator hoses and stuff like that, and especially the wiring, because especially the wiring's a really long-winded and painfully slow process. You have to get it right or the car won't run properly. As you can see, we're just running around fucking doing up bolts. There's so many bolts. Make sure that you get all of these bolts on the piping, because when you put the liquids in, you'll end up wasting a load of liquid, like the brake fluid. And if you haven't put the pipes on properly, you'll get a leak and you'll waste a load of fluid, which means you'll have to go probably buy another one. When you do put your engine together, make sure you buy at least 4 brake fluid bottles. You'll probably only need 2, but just in case of leaks, buy 4 just to be safe. Obviously, if you don't get any leaks, you've got 2 bottles, because over time you will have to top them up. Same as coolant and same as oil, because over time it wears. Well, not wears, you use it, which is good. It's realistic. And the same as fuel, you have to keep the fuel topped up. And I don't know if I mentioned it before, but you have to be very careful. You have to maintain your car quite well. There's certain parts that will what's the word? Will start to fail. I'm just going to say fail. Will start to fail after a while. Yeah, we'll have to buy, I think, new fuel pumps, spark plugs, oil filters. What else? I think the alternator will probably have to change, but obviously that's just the maintenance parts. And then obviously if you crash, or if you're not doing something properly, like if you don't put enough oil in your car, you can blow your engine up if you haven't done the wiring properly. I'm pretty sure it can set a light and you will start again. And like when I crashed my car, not in real life, on the game, before I started recording, obviously when I just started playing the game, I crashed my car. It wasn't running right, and then I was driving and I accidentally shifted down a gear instead of up a gear, and I ended up over revving the engine, and the second and the third piston ended up blowing out the bottom of the oil pan. And I had to do a complete engine rebuild. The crankshaft was bent. What else? Oil pan had a massive hole in it. Piston 2 and 3 had snapped in half. Crankshaft flew out. The rocker, obviously you've got the rocker cover, and then I can't remember what it's called, but it's rocker something. Well, let's say rocker head, I don't know if that's actually a word, but the head with the rockers in it, it was missing 2 bolts out of that, and some of the rockers were all in different places. So and obviously if you do crash, your bits flying off your car, like you could damage your suspension, your wheel alignment, and you will have to take it. I think the wheel alignment you can do yourself, but it will never be spot on, so you'll have to take it to Fletteri's. But for the Terry, it's quite expensive. It's very, very expensive. I think just to start, just stiffen your suspension up, he charges like £9,000, and that's like 3 missions worth, which is quite a lot. Actually, no, hang on, no, because you get like between 1,000 and 1,500, I think, for a mission. So that's like six missions, 1,500, 3,000. Yeah, so 6 missions before you can actually get that. And then I think if you want a proper paint job, and not just get your bodywork fixed and then spray it yourself, I'm pretty sure that's like the cheapest is like 18,000. And then you've got the custom one where it's like metallic-y sort of paint job, which is like 29,000 to go. And then you've got the original paint job, which is the Satsuma GT, which is right at the bottom, I'm pretty sure, and that's like 26,000, I think it is. So very expensive. As you can see, we've got some of the interior bits and bobs in. All the stuff in the engine bay is pretty much done now. Fuel tank's in. We're just doing a couple of little bits and bobs now, chucking the bumpers on. I think we've got to put the exhaust and stuff on in a minute. So by the looks of it, we are going to be ready next video to start building the engine, which is I'm so relieved of. And we're that one step closer to having a running car, if everything goes to plan. Because I know I've built 3 different cars before I obviously recorded, and they've all had different problems with them. One of them, I couldn't get the air fuel ratio properly, it just wasn't working. Like, I watch people when they do it and then they get a number that stays constant, whereas mine just fluctuates up and down all the time, and there's times where the car won't start. It's just a pain in the arse. You just got to make sure you do everything. Don't rush it. That's the worst thing you can do. But yeah, so we're finishing the last couple of bits. We're coming up to the end of the video. Just tucking in the fuel gauges, and then we'll wire them up, and then that'll be it, I'm pretty sure, for this video. But if you guys like this video, don't forget to leave a like. If you haven't already, subscribe. And if you want to see the latest new videos of my summer car and any of the other episodes like Farm and Sim, Car Mechanic Simulator, Warzone, don't forget to hit that bell button as well, guys. Cheers guys, see you in the next one.